Hello, Steven. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yorge. Yorge, is that how you
Uh,
say it?
yeah, I'm fine too.
Good.
We are here in Santiago, in Chile. This is for Radio Futuro.
Ah, my old
Do you
friend.
remember
Yeah,
us?
my old friend. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, brilliant. Nice to speak to you again.
Look who's here. My partner, Loa
Oh, there
Herrera.
you go. I
Hey,
recognize
Steve.
that.
Nice to
That
see you.
resplendent beard. Yeah. I'm good, man.
Yeah,
How are you?
Fine, man. I'm a friend of Alex Milas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
Alex
knew
had a
that you're working with him on some space stuff. That's
yeah,
amazing.
Alex had a lot of involvement in this new
Yeah.
record. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hope to have you here in the at the radio when you're in Chile.
Would love to. Would love to come if
Okay.
we can make it. Yeah.
Well,
Brilliant.
Ty. Well, nice to see you.
Fantastic. Nice to see you too.
Take
Anyway,
care.
let's yeah, absolutely. I'll see you again too. Let's talk now, shall we?
yeah, sure. He will keep on working. Okay, we are here to talk about the upcoming show here in Chile. So first of all, how do you feel about coming back, especially because this is the your first world tour since before the pandemic? I mean, as a solo artist, because you made a tour with Porcupine Tree, but as a Steven Wilson, this is the first big tour. So good.
Very excited. Obviously very excited, particularly as I think this show is really special. So this is the most ambitious show I've ever put on in terms of the visuals and the set list and everything. So I'm really excited to bring it to Chile because obviously I have such a fantastic following with the listeners in Chile. I was actually in Chile more recently though. I went out to the Atacama Desert in January, and I came and did a couple of playbacks of the new album in Santiago. So I've been there quite recently, but to be able to bring my band and to bring this show is very exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, you are talking about the very ambitious work, and you had this is because your last album, the overview, that is a
Yes.
very ambitious record in terms of composition and the sound and everything. How do you feel with the album, with everything that's happening with it?
I mean, I'm very I was very excited to release this album because I knew it was something special. And I say that, but then I say that about every album. So it's not like this is any different. I'm incredibly proud of all my albums. One of the things I think I'm most proud about, and the overview is no exception with all my records, is they're all different. So every record, and I've made 8 solo records now, working on the ninth already. I've made 8 solo records, and I think they all have a reason to exist in my catalogue. They all have their own personality, and they're all different to each other. And I think the overview is no exception. I've never done anything quite like that before. But of course, they all sound like me. They all sound like Steven Wilson records, and you recognize my style, you recognize my personality in all of the records. But it's the next step in my catalogue of trying to create a body of work where every album has its own personality and its own purpose in my catalogue. But I mean, I'm incredibly proud of it. It's quite a spectacle to perform it live as well.
Hmm. Yeah, sure. You have made several experiences with this album, some listening events, exploring the possibilities of the immersive sound.
Mm.
And that's very interesting. Do you think that the immersive sound is one of the latest revolutions in music?
I mean, I think so. It's definitely gaining in popularity. I mean, here's an album about space, so it's a completely logical step to create something in spatial audio, very immersive, to surround the listener with the music. So the overview was perfect as an album to mix into spatial audio. But I've been interested in spatial audio for a long time now, going back to, the mid noughties. I started working in 5.1. I love the idea of being able to put the listener inside the music, to hear the sound coming from all around them and above them. And even in the live show, although I don't have a Dolby Atmos system in the live show, I do have speakers behind the listener as well, behind the audience. So they are hearing certain sounds coming from behind them as well. And I think there's that word immersive has become a real buzzword in the industry, not only in the world of music, but also in the world of cinema, just generally, I think we're all looking for a more immersive experience now, whether we're going to the theatre, whether we're going to the cinema, whether we're going to a rock and roll show, whether we're listening to a record. We're interested in, I think, something a little bit more on a higher level in terms of creating a completely immersive experience. And I'm
Well,
excited by that, absolutely.
yeah, sure, sure. Well, anyway, it seems like not everyone like this format. We have seen the news. You said that you made a remix for Guns N' Roses for the Use Your Illusion albums, and they didn't want to release it. Maybe they didn't like the format. What happened there?
Well, you see, I don't know. The one thing is, of course, I can't persuade everyone. It's the most amazing thing. One of the things I'd say about mixing rock music
Mhm.
into spatial audio is it's a little bit more controversial because what one of the things we love about rock music sometimes is the glue that holds it all together. So the way the drums and the bass and the rhythm guitar all kind of sound like they're coming from the same place. And when you start creating a spatial audio mix, one of the things you're looking to do is place things in different places around the listener. And to be perfectly honest, I think sometimes that doesn't always work with rock and roll music because when we hear rock music, we have an image in our mind of the band performing in front of us. And that is not the same as when we listen to a piece of electronic music, for example, where the sound is more abstract. So we don't necessarily have this strong idea of where sounds are supposed to be coming from. But when we hear rock music, we have a very strong image in our head of where the sounds are coming from, where the drummer is, where the bass player is in relation to the drummer, where the guitar player is in relation to the bass player. So I think that's one of the problems, not problems, but one of the issues that makes it not perhaps not work for everyone. And I get that. I acknowledge that. I have no problem with somebody that doesn't get Atmos. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, sure. Going back to the live show, all these amazing innovations that you're doing on your live shows, you've been thinking about these things from some time ago. I remember some of your interviews talking about break this paradigm of the bidimensional live show, or there's the band, there is the audience, and break that and make that everything work together, right? That's the idea.
Completely. I think one of the things I'm very excited about with this tour is just the staging of it. The way that the band are distributed on stage is very unusual. There are no risers. The drummer and the keyboard player are not on a big riser at the back of the stage. We're all playing at the same level. The way the instruments are laid out on the stage is quite unusual. And the way the show quite often gives more emphasis to the film and to the visuals, to the extent that sometimes the band are playing almost in shadow. But to me, it's creating an incredibly powerful, immersive, that word again, immersive experience. Also with the surround sound. I want people to have a magical experience at my show, and I want people to go away and say, I've never seen anything quite like that before. And that's what people are doing. That's what people did in the European leg of the tour. I think a lot of people were coming back to see the shows two, three, four times because they couldn't quite get their head around or quite believe what they were seeing and what they were experiencing. And that is the greatest compliment of all to me.
Good. Sounds great. So we will be there to live the experience for our own on the October 19th Movistar Arena here in Santiago in Chile. Stephen, thank you very much for your time. It was
My pleasure.
great
My
to talk
pleasure,
with you
Jorge.
as always, and we will see you here in Santiago. The last thing, can you make an ID for our radio station, Radio
Sure
Futuro,
thing.
and please make an invitation for the people to go to the show?
Okay, so you want me to say you're listening to Radio Futuro, and
Yeah,
this is Stephen
something
Wilson.
like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Hello, this is Stephen Wilson, and you're listening to Radio Futuro. I'm going to be in Chile real soon playing the Movie Star Arena in Santiago. Don't miss the show. It's amazing. See you there. How's that?
Great, perfect. That's it, Stephen. See you here. Okay,
Fantastic. Cheers, Jorge.
bye
See you
bye.
soon, buddy. Bye for now.